Hello and welcome to Heavy Metal Rex. My name is Wace, and today I'm actually going to be doing 3 different videos, and we're going to be doing a whole lot of stuff. I got my buddies Jordan and Jose here. I've got their cars parked outside, one's in here. We're going to be doing tons of installations, so I'm not going to be able to jam them all in one video because there's a lot going on here, but we're going to be doing that. So the one that we're going to start out at first, you guys already saw the thumbnail, is the Aeroflow Dynamics STI wing. Now this is the latest version where it's actually technically 3 pieces, so the half of the base is already connected to the wing itself. You've got the bases themselves and the little portions that cover the screws down below. Now, I have never installed a wing before, and a lot of people are really weary about how to install it. Obviously, drilling into your trunk is a little scary. However, I feel like I've done scarier things, like things that actually make the car stop working. So I'm pretty confident that I can get this done. They do a great job of sending you different templates. This is actually the template from the inside. And the last video that Jeff and Kevin posted was actually very informative, telling you the exact bits that you needed to actually do the work. And you know, from there, I think we'll be okay. There is another template. I actually don't have it on screen. It's, where's the other template? It fell. It was like a long piece of cardboard. Ah, there it is. You don't mind getting that for me, Jordan? I got an assistant today. Thanks so much. This is actually the other one you need. It shows you the 3 holes that you need and how to mark it up and where to lay it. It's, again, I watched their video. It's really, really simple. Got it one side, you just flip it over for the other side. Really shouldn't be a problem. So I'm gonna get the car, this stuff mocked up and show you what it looks like, and then we'll start the drilling because I know that's the part you guys are really looking forward to. All right, so what I've done is I've already put all the tape on both sides. I'm gonna show you guys exactly how to use this large piece of template. It's just cardboard, so just be very careful with it. So really what you wanna do is you wanna make sure this side aligns with the side of the trunk. And of course this top side actually aligns with the top of the trunk here. And so what you will do is once it's lined up on one side, lined up on the other, do your very best to kind of keep it flat. Then on the tape, I will just make a couple of holes right there, just like that. And now I know that's where I gotta drill. Okay, this is what people wanna see. This is the scariest part, and that's making the holes. Now, once you have these holes lined up, you need to start with a 732. Hold on, let me read my instructions. This is where, yeah, 732 is what you're gonna start with, just to make a hole, and then we'll use a 3/8 expander to make these holes bigger. Is it making it? It is. It is making it. I just don't know if this one is for metal, so.
Jose has one that you think might work.
No, that's way too big. Yeah, well actually that's like what we gotta expand it to, but they say just do like the. There's one. That was a little scary.
I wish I recorded my face.
It was a little scary. That's all the metal. You can't, I'm not gonna try to, oh wait, it's gone. So that was one, and we gotta do that nerve-wrackingly 5 more times. Oh boy. Okay, that one I gave it a little bit. I gave it a little bit of extra love. So now that the holes on the outside are done, do not be scared by looking through these holes because they're not going to match up. This is actually what we were freaking out about 3 minutes ago, because I can only see one hole through here. I cannot see holes through here. For whatever reason, I thought that's what it worked, but it's not how it works. You actually have another template for both sides that you can place just like that. And this hole is gonna correspond. This hole is over here. and there's gonna be a hole up here you need to make. So I'm actually just gonna do what Kevin did in the video and just tape this like this so it doesn't really move, and that's perfect. And I'm going to take my little, which is, let me tell you exactly what it is that they recommended to start with. Was it 3/16 is to start with, and later on they say to use a hole saw to make that bigger. Unfortunately, I do not have a hole saw, so we are gonna improvise. So some of the things that you're gonna see me do is probably what you're gonna end up doing at home, because a hole saw is not something that you normally, like just a regular average weekend guy is gonna have. I mean, I would imagine if you guys are like me, which I think most of you are, we don't have a hole saw. But what we are gonna do is we're gonna at least start with our 3/16. Are you ready, Jordan?
Ready as I ought to be.
I'm gonna line this up. Yeah, this is, I don't think this is the metal one. Oh, this is definitely taking a while, because I don't think this one is for metal. Actually, you know what, now that I think about it, why can't I just use the other one that I had and just expand that? Because I have these specifically for metal, and I can do that. Where is this? It's about the same. Does this fit? It does not fit, but how about I do things a little differently and just mark what I'm looking for and just use my metal bit to do that. Since this hole we don't really need to do, I'm gonna try that. Okay. That's one layer. Can I see it from the other side? Oh, okay. We'll just keep going. That's it. Now, Jordan freaking out. So we've got the base here. It actually, this is the part that I kind of skipped on showing you, but we're going to show you now on this base, is you have 3 studs that need to go in, and they actually have a hex on it. So you need to make sure when you're putting these in, the hex side is pointing up so that you can tighten it down. So I'm just going to hand screw these in. I actually have a hex here. I don't remember. I think it's a 4mm hex. I'm pretty sure it's a 4mm hex. Once these guys are on, just tighten them down. No specific, obviously no specific torque or anything, just until they don't move easily is what I would say. I didn't want to do it too tightly because you're going into a nut. Usually the nut is going into something else. Whoops. We're not going to edit that out.
That's a Freudian slip right there.
And that was a literal slip. Okay. Even on the other base I put in, I did not tighten these like to the maximum amount that they could be because they're studs. So it's not a big deal. Once they're a decent amount in, the pressure from the nut on the other side is what's going to keep the stud from moving. So that's totally okay. Plus we got the 3M tape, which I'll show you here how good I can do it now. If some of you who remember when I installed the duckbill on my WRX, I did such a poor job of the 3M tape that people actually had a problem with that. They were like, wow, you can't believe you did 3M tape that way. This time I'm going to do a slightly better job of it. which on the other one, I think I did a decent enough job. So you actually have these lines here that show you where to put everything. Here you got the square. And you line the square up to the best of your abilities. And you don't push it down too hard. That's kind of what I did. I didn't push it down super hard. You got the really long one, which I believe goes on the long edge, I think. So I'll just lightly put it there. And like I said, I'm not pressing down on there because just to make sure. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is now I'm gonna line up the 3 holes and the 3 studs, just like that. They should go in very easily, like you just heard. And I'm gonna show you what it looks like on the inside. Nah, that's good. So now what I've done is I've actually just gotten my screwdriver, made the super extender with a 10 mil to hold the nut. And what I will do is I will actually angle this down a little bit so that I don't drop anything inside. Jose, actually, if you don't mind coming holding this, holding that right there. Perfect. This is something that's a rarity for me, is help. I usually have to do everything myself.
Let's see.
This is very nice. No, not going through. Make sure it's actually coming all the way through. No, that one is not. Okay, so what I ended up having to do was, because this one you had to cut through two sets of steel. So what I ended up doing is enlarging the hole on top and undoing the stud just a little bit so that I can get the nut on, which I think that's totally fine. So that's on. This one should also, Jose, if you don't mind holding it again. Here, let's make sure this angle is good. Yeah, this is good. Unless.
I heard it. Yeah.
Okay, we'll move on. We'll do the other one and we'll come back. So that's why I'm having Jose angle it, is because you can drop the nut in the side. So here's what's happening. You may or may not even be able to hear it, but we dropped a nut inside the trunk. And we are not actually going to take the trunk off. Oh, you know what? Now I'm going to do weird shit. No, never mind. Okay, I can't get it out. Okay, so here is what's happening now. We need to put these screws in from here, but I am having a hard time like doing this. So that's kind of difficult. So I got one screw in. Where's the rest of them?
Right here.
Let me give me one, and let me see if I can get the other one.
That's gonna be hard. What's the? Got an idea. No, this might sound stupid.
I think that one's stripping.
Would it be easier with the trunk off? Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh shit. Now you can do it. Is that easier now? I was just looking at it, I'm like, wait. I didn't think about it.
Wow. There's 3 of us. All right, so I will say this was actually tedious as shit. Putting these guys in, I think it's smarter to actually put the wing and the base together, then put everything down on the trunk, and then tighten down the nuts. The way I think we did it was a lot harder than it needed to be, but it's on, and this is what it looks like. It's on, okay? We did it. It took 2 hours and 3 people, but we did it. It doesn't really move. It doesn't really move. You know, it's solid. It ain't going anywhere. Like I'm yanking on it. So, fitment, great. Yeah, I think this is the missing nut. Yeah, this is the missing nut, and so you can see it's kind of up. So we do need to go get a nut to secure that, which I will get the size and we can go get that. But on this side, as you can see, it ain't going nowhere. It is good over here as well. All we have left is to put the covers on here, which I'm definitely gonna lift the lid and do that. But overall, the paint match actually looks really good. I know this is something that people talk about all the time, We still have other things to put on to paint match, but that actually looks really good. Okay, this took 2 hours. It took 3 of us. We made a lot of mistakes. There was tools that we most definitely didn't have. Hole saw, or not the hole saw, but like a hole drill would have been really nice, but this guy over here, this step drill really came in clutch. I gotta say, this probably did as much work as we did. A couple of things that I will say you should do differently. If you're putting the base, put the base and everything on the top of the wing first, and then put the whole wing on the trunk. What we did was we actually put the bases on first, which made putting the actual wing on a lot harder. That was way more annoying than it should have been. But also because of that, the angle that I was going at, I was starting to strip some of the screws, so that was a no-go. So definitely put everything together, then put it on. As for the holes, we did actually have to enlarge some of the top holes a little bit just to get the studs through, but not enough to where it was an issue. We are still missing one nut because we didn't put this on camera. We actually took the trunk off completely, shook it around, got the nut out, and then I tried to do it a second time and I dropped it back in the trunk. So I'm not gonna do that again. Maybe we'll reconnect one of these days and we'll take the trunk off again and take it out and do that. That was really annoying, but that's because that's a more us issue than the thing. Now, the color looks great, the fitment is great, everything about the wing itself, now it being 3-piece, is really good. I never installed a wing before, and I'm glad that I actually did this one and not the 5-piece one. And obviously the bases have changed on all of the different manufacturers, whether you get Noble, JD Muscle, whether you get Aeroflow, or even like the eBay one. The bases have changed over the last 2 years. So depending on which one you get, you might have a different installation. Having the templates was fantastic. The template outside and then the plastic templates that went on the inside of the car. This made a massive difference. So you actually didn't have to get, I think the old ones, it was just like a piece of paper and then you just move back and forth. That, I can't imagine how difficult that was, because this is obviously completely reusable. If you ever need to install it on your friends, if they lose it or whatever reason there is. Everything else about it looks great. I guess Jordan's gonna have to drive it, make sure it doesn't fly off, but I really don't see that actually happening. But other than that, I mean, you know, if you want an STI wing, they're out there. It's not that terrible to install. You get a couple of buddies, get a couple of drinks, and just hang out and do it. If you watch this video and see some of the mistakes that we made and just try not to do that, I think you'll have a much easier time. So if you're looking for a wing, this is from Aeroflow Dynamics. I do have a code, HEAVYMetalREX. You can use it for a couple of bucks off, whether it's on the wing or pretty much anything else you're looking for. So hopefully this video was informative and you watch this all the way through before you do your installation. I think you'll be okay. Anyway, guys, I will see you in the next one.